Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to give you another reading for Leo. This will be for mid-month of October into mid-month of November in light of the eclipse that just took place on the 14th. And the reason I'm doing this is because there is another one coming up. Now, the one we just had, of course, was a solar eclipse, and the one coming up on the 29th of November is lunar eclipse. So I want to infiltrate the two, meaning that the changes that have occurred or have occurred because of the first eclipse on the 14th, more changes are going to come with the eclipse on the 29th. So this could help, or I hope it could help help to gear and help the shifting that's going to take place for you, Leo. Oh. Well, that would be nice to know that betrayal is being transformed for that period. There will be change, and this is where I want to bring in the 2 months or the middle of the months to help with the shifting. What are the messages that Leo needs to know for mid-October through to mid-November for 2023? Thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. I'm hoping this layout, or not so much the layout, but the framework of my layout is going to be okay. Been having a bit of trouble with the previous signs because it's really new, and I'm gauging how to spread the cards so that I can get the best view for you, the viewer. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, and protecting me and keeping me safe. What are the important messages for Leo? Thank you, Spirit. What are the important messages for Leo? The layout is still the same. I haven't changed that. That's not going to change for a while. But I am working on a new spread, and I'm not sure if that's... Well, no, it's not going to replace this one. It's just a new spread altogether, a whole new venue. It's what I want to do. I think I'll cut again. Leo, you have me a little dumbfounded for words all of a sudden. I was very chatty with Aquarius. That reading was so long. Not that I'm complaining, but I come to the fire signs and I'm very quiet all of a sudden. Focusing on the shuffling more than anything. Alright, so let's cut and see where this reading goes. Again, the layout is still the same. The first line is for the viewer, so you are Leo, and if you are not Leo, then you are cross-watcher. See, I have to check before I make the first line what it looks like. Yeah, because my camera is angled differently. Okay, this might do a little better than the last read. Okay, it's too far. I still want you to see the full cards. Okay, let's see where this goes. Second line is the significant other, and if there is not a significant other, then it's anyone you come into contact with. Family, friends, people you work with, etc. You know the drill. That has not changed. And the third line is the outcome of this reading. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Now that's true fire, true passion. She is all about determination, getting things done, making her way, blazing a trail, the maverick of all the fire signs. She's determined. She's a trailblazer. She has that drive. So Leo, this is looking to be very positive, and you have a commitment here, the end. You have an ending that is where you choose, or you have made your choice. And because this is Seven of Cups, and traditionally, like, you know, Seven of Cups, there's confusion involved, but it's also many choices. It's not so much the confusion that's being projected here. It's more that you have made a choice, because in previous readings I was talking to you about making choices, and that you would have to make a choice. Well, here you've decided. But this Seven of Cups is not so much in making the choice, but in making sure that the choice is secure. This is where you really want to be with the person that you've chosen to be with. And this is the end. We have lots of passion here. Emperor. You have me thinking, Leo. Oof, that's not good for me to think while I read cards. Yeah, that's why. It's because of the devil. Okay, so the devil here is slowing down. Emotional. Okay, very emotional. Changing direction emotionally. It's self-love. It is that natural emotional connection that we have to marriage that the devil is stopping. And there is a reason, There is a reason. It is to protect either the marriage in itself, or to protect the legacy. The indulgence that would come is because of a loss. And that is in deep depression, but then it is in anger as well, because we have this Knight of Swords who is very I can't even say the words now. What is going on? I may very well scrap this reading. Well, let's see. I won't give up yet. Let's try, because I'm the devil stopping me from talking. I don't know, but when I say anger, it's the first thing that came to my mind, is because he is very aggressive. His verve, I should say, it's very aggressive. And it's not because I say, it's not because he's angry. It's just, it's like the excitement to speak. It's not that you're happy about it. It is frustration. That's the word. It's frustration that has been pent up and blocked, and it is because of loss. You see, not being able to express yourself is not it's not healthy. It's not healthy. You have to be able to speak your mind. You have to be able to share your ideas, and it's emotional loss that the devil is saying there's indulgence in that. Okay, and it's overly done. There's too much of this lack, that loss, that anger in loss. It's overdone, it's overblown, it's too much. We need to curb that. And this is probably why I'm having trouble, because it's a question of, it's a shock. It's like a shock. This news about the loss, it's just shocking. It's a shocking reaction. I'm having trouble with this Knight. Usually I am quick to talk about him, but now I'm being told, no, you can't. It's all about the loss here. It's a frustration that is going to be verbalized. Of course, it's going to be spoken about. And then there's a choice. Again, the lovers here. The Knight is making that transition into, I am letting go of my loss and I'm moving forward into what I really want. And that is where the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. So there's a transformation, okay? A change, making that change through words. I keep saying verbs, that the doing words. I don't know why. But the conversation, the conversation is going to change. The king is going to come back into his own, where he is responsible, he is in charge, he is nurturing, he is caring, he's stable. His emotional stability is where his frustration is. And that loss, that sense of loss, that overindulgence in the loss. Now, it's emotional, so it could be for a death. It could be for a broken relationship. And it seems like it's a broken relationship because there needs to be communication attached. There needs to be conversation. So, I'm not saying that it's not because of a death. This usually comes around when we have a death. But because the devil is here, it could just be an emotional loss through a romance that is there's overindulgence here. And the conversation about emotional loss, it's overly emotional. It's almost like you're milking the cow kind of feeling here. And changing, transforming, that decision-making process. The king takes because he's the emperor here too. These two belong as if they're mirror reflections. This is the emperor in spiritual heights, and this is the emperor on the mundane level, where he is in charge. But when we talk about the emperor and this king at the same time, it doesn't mean it's one and the same. It could be for some, and then it could be that the ego is attached to the Queen of Wands, where her determination is all about, it's overblown. Again, it's all of this is stopped by the devil. You see, that emotional loss, that conversation about emotional loss, and it's not just about emotional loss. It is what has catapulted this Knight into speaking, is the emotional loss. And making him make change, making him make choice to be responsible and to go with his truth, that inner truth, that searching, that seeking out of information. It has a lot to do with the truth about the ego of this queen. That is what he is talking about. Okay, it's very heavy, very painful. I feel it. It's what we would call a drag from back in the days, where it's a burden. But that is what is transforming. We're going to start with that, the 13. It's been in every reading. I don't want to put my hand on fire for that, but I will say in the 99% of the readings I've done to date, and I'm not finished yet. Today is the 16th of October when I'm doing this reading, and again I see the transformation. And I even said it out loud that I won't take cards for it, but because it is here, I'm going to take cards. And because of this this stalling that I had to go through to get the words out with this set of cards, I want to see what the transformation is representing in this reading. To start off, again, reciprocity, ending a cycle, intuition, third parties, with the king making an offer passionately, with secrets. Again, it's the player mode that makes a judgment call for balance. There's a dilemma on strategy and healing. It goes off into smooth waters. That's the transformation, where the healing actually does take place. The transformation occurs. The transformation is to go off into new waters, and to heal and go off into a new direction, a new place where there's calm, tranquility, peace of mind, and making new plans with that self-love for a commitment. And that is why the devil is stopping it. Okay. You see, the whole reading is all in this card. Okay, all right, so it makes sense. So this is about dissolving third parties. That's what this is. Closing off. See the reciprocity here, payout? Transformation is owed. So there's a reciprocity for closing off a cycle because of third parties with this very passionate king. And Leo, that would be you. Okay, wanting to make an offer. Again, there's that passion involved. Wanting to start up anew. It's a new relationship, a whole new beginning. Because of a secret. Knowing what you're worth. Holding on to what you love. You're starting over with what you love. You're protecting what you love. This is where the third party situation is dissolved. Okay. Again, it's just the Knight. You're very enthusiastic. You want to move forward. You're looking forward to it, which is good because that's the transformation, eh? You've come through with this eclipse. You've come through thinking, well, I'm making plans, and you're taking your time. The enthusiasm is not that you're going to move fast. It is that you really want. You're excited. You're making a judgment call to bring back the balance because you were out of balance. The dilemma is in how to bring back the balance, how to bring it back. You want to heal. That's the way to go off into smooth waters and not have this confusion anymore because for you to be wanting to go into smooth waters because there was confusion involved. Well, of course, with third parties, that is the case. Again, transforming, communication, wanting to speak and change and be creative. Third parties. You have to take cards on that. This is a celebration too. It's not all about third parties. But going off into smooth waters with new plans, finding that self-love for a commitment is a reason to celebrate. And we will take a look here as we go further in. Again, this tarot is on layers and levels. So when I see this queen, the first thing I see is it's a drive, determination, the want. The Knight is also saying the same thing. But then when I look into it and I see the Emperor, that's when I go, oh, well, there is an ego attached here because there is control with that determination. See, the determination to control, playing with the strings of lives of other people, and that is what needs to shift. The King of Wands, he's fair. He provides for the village. He makes sure that everybody is taken care of. So in transforming, that's what you need to change. This is a karmic thing. Yeah? You are going to do what you are supposed to do, and Spirit is not going to stop you from doing, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. You're destined to do it. You're going to do it. I am not put here to judge if you're doing the right thing, if you're doing the wrong thing. It is between you and your higher self and the powers that be, that it will be determined if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. We all know as adults what the difference is in right and wrong, simply because it is a question of preservation. If I'm going to hurt someone, then that is not such a good thing. But then we break it down into justification. Why are you hurting? And what degree are you hurting the next person? And is it for your preservation, or is it for your survival? Is it for greed and ambition? See, we can have all kinds of layers into why we do what we do. But the point is, I am not put here to judge what you do, because I will be judged in turn. I can only report what is to happen, and what I see happening here is this king is turning that leaf and wanting to bring back the balance, putting an end to what he was caught up in with third parties. That reciprocity is owed to his queen or partner, because he wants to be in a commitment. He wants to make an offer so that he can be in a commitment. He has to choose which one, though, and that is how it ends here with the choice, you see? And again, it's the choice. This is the securing of a relationship. This is where you're schmoozing and woozing into and making sure that you get what you put into, you getting it back, because there is real love here. This is where you are enjoying each other on every level. That is how it's going to end for Leo, with a commitment, and this is good news. It is in how you get through, because you see this Nine of Swords here, and the focal point here, and the slow planning here. You're working on how to get to this commitment. Now, again, I keep saying it is not up to me to say if it is that you can bring it into a third party. That is really between you and your maker. If that is what your plan is, to make things into a third party, make a relationship into a third party or not. That is the choice that you really have. Let's see, what does this Nine of Swords represent? Here it is, the betrayal. It is arguing about the betrayal. It is fighting with others, and everybody has this. This Five of Wands here, it's either it's an internal battle where you are going over all of the steps that you took and fighting with yourself and saying, oh, I should have done this and I could have done that. Or you are dealing with other people and you are discussing a betrayal and the work that was put into that betrayal, or if it was a betrayal at work, you're having that conversation, and this of course is what is creating the anxiety. Okay, there is anxiety that needs to heal because there is a relationship at stake. That's interesting. At least for you, Leo, you are looking at your acts, all of what you've done, and you are judging yourself whether you should have a relationship with a particular person or not, and that you don't see yourself. Well, not that you don't see yourself. You are either, again, it's discussing with others, or you're talking with yourself, fighting with yourself about what took place for satisfaction. And then, of course, the Destiny card comes in by the Moon. There will be oh boy, there will be an offer that will be walked away from, or It's going to go into stalemate. Because the patience, you see, Spirit is going to block. Spirit is going to block a relationship. There's the Five of Swords. The anxiety. You're going over everything that you did, or you're going over everything that took place, and you're even looking back at which moon it happened on. Or it is that this is the moon that's coming up where the proposal, the king will walk away and have a time out with healing, standing up for what he believes in, bringing down the tower, looking for forgiveness, seeing that his queen was not portrayed in a good light. Wow, this is really heavy. Oh boy, Leo, you are going to go through the ringer. You've been put through the ringer, and you're going through a little more of it. Huh? Like I think I said it to Aquarius, going in as the meat grinder and then coming out as a burger or a hot dog. Well, you might want to listen to that, and it is a pretty long reading, and I'm sure this one is going to be long because it's taking me a long time to get through it, and I have so many cards just, oh boy. Leo, my darling Leo, you are working through a karmic state, that is for sure. The secrets, the timing, it's destined, it's divinely guided. You're wanting to be in a relationship. Either you're wanting to walk away or somebody is walking away, but that walking away is being stopped. As if, no, you don't want to go, or you don't want them to go. Or, but then that in itself is the healing. Walking away from taking that upper hand and healing that arguing and manipulation, bringing down the tower even on manipulation. This is very, very karmic, so that forgiveness could come and you can humble yourself to your queen. Okay, let's move along here. That's going to be a huge healing. This is people outside. So if you, the king, Leo, vice versa, if you are the queen, Leo, and you are seeing your way through a karmic event of betrayal and third parties and wanting to make amends with your queen, that is your focus, and you are going to take your time to do it. It is going to take time, because we have a moon, just so we could put a marker, because I've been saying in the ether that the moon, follow the moon phases, see how you are fluctuating in and out of your emotional state between now, as of the 14th, that eclipse, moving through into the 29th of the month of October, up until the mid of November. You will see where you are going with your queen. Take it as it resonates. If it is that you're trying to save a relationship, dissolve a relationship, get out of a relationship to get into a relationship, you take it as it resonates. But your plans are going to move slowly, and you're going to focus. And there is a celebration. We're going to look into that. We see a celebration at the end, and we see that there is a secured love attached to this healing. Now, let's take a look at the Ace of Wands. And that is work that you've done in the past, that you are reflecting on, that you're talking about, that you're going over, that you're or you're dealing with another person in communication. Okay, and again, it looks like work related because the Eight of Pentacles is here. That abundance, where working on details, having a conversation in detail about the victory and healing. This is a conversation that you're having, or that somebody's having anyway. But there is a victory here. We're going to take our cards on that too, because we see here the Three of Wands, where this is the change, that the transformation for this commitment. There's change, that you take it to a higher level, in the sense where you step away from what you were doing in the past, or you give up what you were doing in the past, or you deviate from certain things that you've done in the past. Example, the third party situation, you want to change that, or whatever it is from the past that you are now reflecting on, that it's not coming into fruition. I want something different. And then you're going to move off on that. You're working through your mind. This is the battling in the mind. Now, this is not necessarily you, but again, this reading is dragging the first line longer than I would have expected it to go. So we're going to just reflect on your mental state of mind is still attached here, whereas it could come from someone else about betrayal. You see where this conversation in the mind, again, it's another Nine of Swords, so it comes up here. So it's not just you that is in a nervous state, but there is someone else, and it looks like it could be the third party, because there is communication about ego, and that ego reflects on this Queen here. This Queen of Wands could be your significant other, if it is, she is a fire sign as well, or if it is that you are looking into your own determination and your own ego needs to be tempered. Whether you're a male or a female makes no difference. But there is betrayal. This is working out the betrayal, starting afresh because of destiny. That is conversation, eh? Very passionately too. We have work done in the past, that changing how things are going in the future because of the lack thereof, or the things that didn't come into fruition. So you're just moving like fire signs. You go where the oxygen takes you. You know, you want to keep the fire going, so you're making changes to your plans, and you're moving forward and looking to do something different, changing your mindset about betrayal, or about having this betrayal. Maybe you're changing your mind about betraying your queen, or betraying, or someone else is changing their mind about betraying someone else, or yourself maybe, because there's a new beginning here, going off into a new path. That final betrayal sets the pace for a new path, which is destined. Let's see here what this Three of Cups, since we're going in this line, and then we'll take a card for the Six. Three of Cups. Again, healing. Healing, that's third party. Healing. Finding, see, this is the celebration in healing. Okay, we're celebrating healing, doing all the work, standing up for integrity, taking the step, pushing up to higher ground to get that hold on your integrity, because you want it back. In order to get a commitment, you have to stand in your integrity, and you have the courage to do so, and you're following the intuition so that you can have the relationship that you really want, because you have to really make up your mind which way to go. And this is good. This is good, okay? The Ten of Wands, you're going to put down the burden because you're standing in your integrity. And that in itself is going to put an end to that I don't want. I've had so much of this. That is where that's going to heal. Because you have another 4 here for marriage that will go to marriage. This is a relationship going to a higher level for marriage. So Leo, you're going to get married and you're going to pick your partner, and you're going to make sure that it is a legit marriage. Because there's a lot that you missed your chance, and you feel like you did for marriage, and you want your integrity back, and that's what you're going to heal, because you want to have that love around you. You want to feel like you have that love around you, and you do have it around you, but you need to secure it. You need to make sure that your partner is not threatened, because you having history in a third party, a lot of partners go, no, you are a third party magnet, and if I get into relationship with you, you will go and find another third party eventually. And if you really want to be in a relationship, then you are really going to destroy your own chances. And this is where you have to put the burden down and let your integrity show. You have to have that conversation with your partner to make sure that it is true and honest, your relationship, and they will know, because they are standing in their integrity. Sorry about that, Leo. I got disturbed, but we're almost done here. We're doing good time from what I could see, and let's take a look at this intuition, the High Priestess. Actually, I wanted to see the 6 first, because this is at the end. So let's take a look at the 6. This victory. What's the victory? Again, it is overcoming emotional loss. That indulgence is overcome. You will be victorious. The devil is stopping the relationship. He's saying that the overindulgence. See, when the devil comes, everything gets messed up. It's that ego. See, because this represents ego, It's emotional loss, but you're overcoming it. But then it is overdone. It's probably milking the cow, like I was saying. I don't know. It's kind of, with the devil, everything is construed in a different way. But then there is healing. So we won't go too far. Emotionally, okay, emotional indulgence, that has to be curbed. It has to come away from you needing to let go and overcome it. Okay, if I didn't take the devil, it would just mean that you overcome emotional loss. But because the devil is here, it just says that was overdone, or that was what the bait was to catch victims of romantic excursions. I'm just saying it like that, but you know what I mean, where you need to have people feel sorry for you, and that needs to stop. Looking for people to have pity or empathy to the point where you're using it to get into a marriage, that's not a good idea. Okay, it's not gonna happen. The devil isn't gonna let that happen. Emotionally, you're going to make that change. You're going to go off on your own, and you're going to speak your truth. King of Swords with the Queen of Swords. That's what's going to happen. That's your victory. Okay? And that's what's healing. That's what's going to be healed here. This is where the healing comes in, where you decide you do not want to be overindulgent anymore. You stop that and you go with unconditional love, emotional love to make change. See, again, you're working through it, making change, going on your own, deciding that, you know what, I need to stand on my own, and I'm able to do so, because you are. You go from the 8 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. So spiraling up and being honest. That's where the king is bringing out his truth with his queen. And they will both heal. They will both heal. They will have their conversation and they will both heal. And a legacy is being protected there, eh? Or ending a relationship in order to have a real relationship. What else we have? We have this high priestess. What does she represent? The King of Pentacles is making a choice, you see, and speaking his truth, having those ideas, being really invigorated. Again, focus, the truth. That frustration is coming out. Manifesting. You see, that manifestation is karmic justice. Having faith in what you do, Leo. Because you are being led. You're following your intuition. You're doing a good job. I mean, it's difficult. It's very karmic. And you can't get away from it. The devil is not going to let you just meander off. No. You have to pay. You have to pay. It starts off with reciprocity to end a cycle. If we don't even take any more cards, just those 2 cards, brings us to this karmic justice that you have to face, and you will face it, and you will be victorious because you will overcome that emotional loss that you have been overindulgent in. Okay? Because of a marriage that you lost, or a relationship that ended, that you didn't want to end. All right, let's take an oracle message, because the momentum picked up there for a bit. I thank you, Spirit. This is a very very educative reading. It's I tell you, I can't speak. It's making me think. It's making me not wonder, but focus on. I have to be careful how I present this read because of the karma involved. And I cannot judge you, and I don't want to, Leo. I don't want to judge you. I want to help you see your way to releasing the hold of the devil. You see? And when I say it like that, it sounds very a little primitive, but it is. Look at that. See the devil here, overcoming that overindulgence here, overcoming the loss that you've been through, and everything that came out of that loss. You had to go through it, and maybe you found someone. Maybe you did find someone and you didn't realize what you had, and then something happened, and then they're gone, and now you're struggling with that, how to fix that, because you want to heal. You want to heal a relationship. You want to be in a commitment. You want to make a commitment. You want to offer someone a commitment, which is fine, which is good. Leo, you are loved, eh? Just she is, or he is going to meet with you 50-50. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what the oracle message is for Leo to help Leo get through their overindulgence, their loss, their sense of loss, their wanting to heal. Give us a fork in the road between worlds. Yeah, it's not easy, Leo. It's not easy. It's in the reverse. So fork in the road is where you have to make a choice. And I think that's where you the 13, it's again 13, transformation, getting into a commitment, wanting to get into a commitment. You made a choice, but something, let's see, 13, we would have been at the 12. Again, it's hidden, the 12. Oh boy, very comic, very, very comic. So 11, 12, because this is a 13. Change in the wind. You have to listen to Aquarius. I think they got that. And if it's not, then you'll have to sift through until you find that one. But the change in the wind, the sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. So you're not sure if your partner will accept your proposal or even want to be in a relationship with you when you do come clean and speak about your ego and what you've done and all of what has happened that made this stage come to you now wanting to make an offer and have a commitment. You need to be able to have that conversation. You need to be able to have that conversation. So, and this is probably where this is not probably, this is where you were. You were in that not knowing what would come from the change. The change. So let's see. 13, fork in the road. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up for your obligation to make a necessary choice. So you're making the choice, or you've made the choice. Either way, it's come to fruition, what I had spoken of in the last reading. You might want to go back to that and see how that fares. When I say the last reading, it would be the fire element, or even the reading for September for Leo, or fire signs, or fire elements. Either way, you might want to go back and check, because again, the eclipse is what is bringing all of that into light that was before now, and it is showing us where it will go and how it could play out as in a reading. That's what the eclipse does, and then we get to choose. So for the 13, the protection message, because it is in the reverse, indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety. Oh, here we have that anxiety right here. And the frustration that our knight, that I was having so much trouble. Where is he? All right, well, he was there. We've seen him. I don't want to start making a mess now. Making a mess anyway, but let's not. Sorry, Leo. I don't want to make a mess of your cards here. But the frustration. Let's go back to that. There is. Oh, there it is. Indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this juncture, you can't remain in place without losing your way altogether. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts to a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away, not even to this oracle. By not making a choice, you are making a choice for which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to undesirable circumstances, take heart. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. You can always start again once you've learned this valuable lesson. And that is what you are doing. You are taking that step to make a second chance happen for yourself with your partner. And Leo, that's a good thing because you're working through it. You will be rewarded. The abundance is here. It is present. I didn't take cards for it because it is a slow process. See right here? It is a slow process that you will have the courage in the end to take that step and go to that higher level of relationship, whether it is for yourself, your own self growth, your own evolution, or with a partner. But from what I see here, it's both. Okay, it's both. For some, you're elevating, you're going up, you're dropping off and cutting away from people who do not serve your higher good, for one thing. And then the next thing is you are taking the step to be responsible in the relationship, whatever kind of relationship, whether it is a working relationship, a personal relationship, a familiar relationship, friends, family, etc. No matter what kind of relationship, you are elevating and you are going in the right direction. You just have to go through the process, and you're doing it. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. You can always start again once you've learned this valuable lesson. Between worlds, we go from the 13 to the 3. Again, it's all about communication here for you, Leo. All of a sudden now I can't stop talking. It's funny, huh? It was hard to start. It was a tough start. And I see why. Because the devil has you in his midst and he's not letting you go until you fix this. Essential meanings for between worlds. Transitions. Not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another. Temporary blindness. No man's land. So you're in between. You're seeing where, okay, those of you who have a third party that you are dissolving because it's not for everybody, you are seeing that this no longer serves you. And it is not just a third party, it is whatever you have been into that you are now recognizing that you need to get out of so that you could go into where you know you need to be. We'll leave it as vague as that because it is a question of you know what you've done and you know where you need to go with what you need to do next. You know, Leo, you are intelligent enough, you are old enough. And we're going to read the oracle message. Actually, no, we'll do relationship because you want to be in a commitment. So relationship for this is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It is not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever. So allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. And that is why you are represented here as the Prince or the Knight of Pentacles, because you know that you need to take your time and take things slow and focus on what it is that you really want in your relationship. And I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next reading, Leo, love and light.